Welcome to the Spider-Manning podcast. I'm your host, Spider-Man. Imagine if it was like a big reveal that I had totally changed my face. Oh no, the zipper's stuck.
Ah, there you are.
No, look, I am still me. Yay.
Yeah, good to see you.
Hi.
Long time since we did this.
Yeah.
I am Ken Brockman, and tonight we have a special report coming to you live from the internet.
Hi there, humans. I am the internet. I have assumed this form to welcome you all to the #1 show in the multiverse.
We didn't post 9/11. We were too busy watching James and Sean's Family SPICEBAG. Family SPICEBAG.
Family SPICEBAG.
Family SPICEBAG.
Family SPICEBAG. Family SPICEBAG.
Family SPICEBAG.
The noodles were the best part. I used to love getting them.
Yeah, I wondered if they just run out the night I was there.
So they ran to Tesco next door because they have a Tesco right next door to them, right?
Yeah.
Pardon me, I'm itchy. Oh.
Yep.
Sorry.
I like how color coordinated you are. I notice your chair and microphone and the top you're wearing are all kind of black and white.
Black and white. I didn't even realize. That's so funny. Yeah.
Although is your jacket like slightly green?
It's blue
color.
Yeah, the colors are kind of weird on Zoom.
Yeah.
They're tinting green, but it is a blue Adidas.
Oh yes, yeah.
Same with the t-shirt. I'm just representing, 3-stripe thing. I'm flying over to Ukraine. You see, that's been fun. That's all happened since we talked.
Oh yeah, that has yeah.
That's
all happened.
Real fucked up.
Yeah. It seems like he's just kind of going to destroy everything in Ukraine. Even if he doesn't win the war, it's going to be totally decimated.
He's destroyed Russia too, his own economy.
Yeah.
I was just watching like the fall of the ruble. It was crazy to see.
Yeah. Right, loads of kind of educated people are leaving. Like thousands and thousands have left Russia.
Wow.
Especially people who work in IT who want to work with international companies. They have to leave.
But that takes decades to recover from in ways that's like an immense. You can't actually measure.
That's going to cripple the economy even more.
Like you can't measure the impact of that because that's
totally,
so long.
Yeah.
That's decades and decades of fucking, no scientific proper contribution, and then probably loads of different fields and Jesus fucking Christ.
Just smaller workforce in general. Yeah, this is also very trivial, but Russia's been excluded from Eurovision, so they won't be in it this year.
I actually did think of you when I heard that bit. I was like, that's such a nothing punishment. And then I was like, it's interesting though. I mean, Did you see?
Apparently they said it would bring the competition into disrepute.
Disreputing.
What were you going to say?
I was going to say, did you see that? Because McDonald's pulled out recently. And they Russian, I guess, government or whoever bought all the sites or are reopening all the sites with their own McDonald's, and they have a logo and everything, and it is such a like a Euro shop knockoff. It's like the arch but sideways. It's so fucking ridiculous.
Did you see actually since the last time we talked, they've announced Tato Park is no longer going to be Tato Park as of December this year.
Literally after our video gets posted, I think there was a couple of days later or something.
Yeah.
Watch Get Wet at Tato Park for the for the last true Tato Park experience before this travesty takes place. I'm heartbroken.
Apparently the park will stay open. It's just not going to be associated with Tato anymore. So they might have some new kind of branding. I was trying to think what they might have. Like instead of Mr. Tato, I thought you could have the chef from Chef Ketchup. He'd be a good kind of mascot.
Chef Park.
Yeah, or the little girl from the what's that cheese called? Dairy Lee, was it? Does that have a little girl on the package
Yeah,
of it.
yeah. It used to, I think. I don't know if it still does. Yeah, that
Yeah.
horrible little blonde girl.
Yeah, she could be
She's
the new
horrible. What the fuck is wrong with me? For fuck's sake. Those creepy puppets from Dolmio.
Oh yeah, I love Domio.
Because
Theme park.
Dolmio is that's like most Irish people's like staple of their diet. They need at least 2 jars of Dolmio a week to keep going.
When's your Domio day? Do you remember that was the thing they said?
What's hilarious? You kind of like froze and sped up as you said that, and so it came across like you had like spoke even more Italian. Sounded super racist. Yeah, wait, is that cultural appropriation or does it not count because Italians are kind of white?
I mean, it is cultural appropriation, but I think people don't care because they're not an oppressed minority.
What other mascots are there? What are the like, because it has to be, it can't just be like a mascot that's not fucking silly, to look at. And like a crisp theme park is just hilarious because it's, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Supermax would be a good kind of sponsor for us. They're Irish company and all that. I don't think they have a like character.
This could be the perfect chance to get one. I'm going to have an apple juice.
Ah, very good.
Oh, this straw is... I never get this, right? The straw is paper and it's wrapped in plastic.
Wrapped in plastic, yeah.
Seems a little bit
I've seen
like...
that on a few things.
Like, what's that term? Virtue signaling? That's good apple juice.
Yeah, I've got a herbal tea.
Oh, lovely. You see, listen, kids.
Let's go with rooibos. Have you watched any good films or TV lately?
I have, James. I have a couple of things. One, finished this show called I believe it's the Sopranos or Sopranos.
Oh yes.
I finally finished it. It turns out, I don't know if you've heard, it's pretty good. Turns out it's like
good Italian American as well. You could eat your Dolmio while you're watching it.
I often did when I was like, oh, I'm going to watch Sopranos later. And they're like, yeah, I am in the mood for pasta.
Well, was it in The Sopranos that one of the characters or the actors died and they like CGI'd her or something?
Yeah, it's so bad. The character of Tony Soprano, the main guy, it's his mother.
Mm.
And she was a pretty big part of the show, and the actress, they knew she was dying, so they actually recorded her, I believe, from like a hospital bed, and then they CGI'd that head onto like just a stand-in's body for an episode, so they could basically have their last conversation and try and wrap up her character real quick.
Right,
it's the one thing that does not hold up at all. It again, pretty good. I would almost say all right, even. It's pretty darn all right.
Now look here. I don't like that kind of talk. Now just stop it. It upsets me.
There was like a thread on Reddit, like creepiest movies or what movie disturbed you the most, or one of those threads. Give me a recommendation. People say, oh, Hostel, or one of those like movies that has cannibals on an island type shit. But the top voted answer was this movie called Threads. And it's basically was made in, I believe, the 80s, like 1983 or 4 in England. And it was to look at realistically what would happen if world superpowers nuked each other.
Oh, okay.
What that would mean for like an average person living their life. And all the comments were like, this fucked me up for years. I have nightmares about it. Don't watch it. Don't watch it. Don't watch it. And I was like, yes, give me this.
Yeah.
I'm in, I was so excited.
Have you watched it then?
And I watched it. Martha and I watched it. we might be broken inside. Is what we've discovered. We might be broken people because we laughed so hard. Like okay. So it's like it basically. I think it's definitely worth a watch because they got like people like Carl Sagan was involved with it. You got a bunch of scientists to like basically explain exactly what would happen. And then it's more of a study of what would happen to the species if the modern way of life went through something like that. And essentially those who were left, the struggle that they would have to even do basic things like food, and then the breakdown of culture and society and how we would essentially revert back to a much more primitive species.
Right. Yeah.
And like, there's obviously the bombs go off. That's not really a spoiler. I mean, that's what the movie's about. But like, there's like people all like fucking fucked up and melted and shit. And then there's the ones that, die slower and stuff. And we were howling. We were fucking howling. It was so funny. But like in a way that I'm like, oh, this is probably real. Like, I know this is dark, but I also know it's a movie. Like the ones that get scared and stuff and I have nightmares, are they just like babies or am I broken?
Yeah, I don't know. I always find Reddit recommendations, I never really agree with them, or the stuff they recommend is never, I find, the best. Maybe it's just like, it's kind of whatever has the widest appeal is what will get upvoted the most on Reddit, not necessarily the best.
That's true because, I mean, obviously nobody's going to upvote a movie they've literally never heard of. People are going to upvote, that one scared me. And it's like a numbers game at that point. No, and like super interesting to see what would happen. Because I didn't know shit about nukes, and with all the Putin stuff and him threatening nukes, I was like, this is probably like a, an almost what to do or what not to do, or is there any hope, or is it all fucking pointless, just to get an idea. It's pretty pointless, essentially, is...
I wish I were dead. She was me.
I wish I could swap.
I've realized the only two movies I like are ones that I want to watch to completely hate, or ones that are like Threads, that are super like have a purpose,
Yeah, same. I don't watch many films anyway, so there has to be some kind of unique selling point.
2 hours is a lot to ask of anyone.
Yeah,
it's a long time. There's shit to be done, So that's why I'm trying to save it for stuff that makes me fucking either laugh, or like I can be like, this is bullshit, and get mad at it. I enjoy that. So I watched Bloodshot today with Vin Diesel.
Oh, nice.
Because Vin Diesel is like my go-to when I need to watch a movie that I know I'm going to fucking hate in the most enjoyable way. It's that. There's nothing to tell you except it's a broken fucking movie with a broken script that I know a huge portion of people will love because they're dumb as fuck. It's dumb. It is lazy. I can't imagine if you ever watched it twice, you could, like, the script is literally broken. Shit does not make sense in it. It's fucked. Anyway, moving on. All right, that's me then. That's me done. James, have you seen or watched anything good recently?
Anything good?
Or anything at all. It could be bad.
Anything at all, yeah. I think I told you last time I saw you, I watched Big Mama's House. And I watched Big Mama's House 2 then as well. 2 wasn't as good as the first one. I suppose sequels rarely are. They never really reach the heights. I mean, it was hard to follow something like Big Mama's House because it was really a classic, I suppose, of our lives. There is a third one as well.
Get the fuck out of here! But it's one of those late
it on like
sequels?
Disney or something. Yeah, I think it's like a Big Mama and there's like a baby or something as well. I haven't watched it. I won't give any spoilers because I can't wait to see it.
Can I ask you? I want to dive deep into this. I choked there because, like, every time I ask you what you've seen, is it just going to be some variation of Big Mama's House? Like, you're just weirdly a super fan.
That's kind of all I watch. Yeah.
What I was going to ask though is, okay, you say the second one's not as good. Would you be able to, like, you might not, you don't have to. Would you be able to put into words what it is about the first one that you like, and whether you're liking it ironically, and then what it is about the second one that doesn't. Why is there that difference? Or is it, you know?
Well, the first one I definitely liked it ironically, but there is a proper like storyline to it. I mean, the story is doesn't make sense in some parts and is very contrived and stupid, but there is at least a coherent story to it and it resolves at the end. Whereas the sequel it really felt like it was scenes that didn't make the cut for the first film. And so it was just like she goes to random places. It was just like they thought, oh, wouldn't it be funny if Big Mama went to the beach? Wouldn't it be funny if she went to a yoga class? And wouldn't it be funny if she did karate? And wouldn't it be funny if she was hanging out with like in a bingo hall? And all these random scenarios that Big Mama is there and falls over or does something funny. And then she goes to the next random place and does something random there. And there is a slight storyline, but it's not really.
It's just together. It's just to frame the set pieces of Big Mama Goes.
Yeah, and it actually makes you appreciate the first film more, I think.
Let me just make it to the bathroom before I lose my bowels all over myself. Lord. Oh. Whoa, will I make it? Oh. Have mercy, Lord. Have mercy. Ooh, them stewed prunes. It's just going right straight through me. Oh, oh, ooh, oh, oh, yes. Oh, oh.
Oh, here's a random tangent, because this just popped into my head. We were talking about a little while ago, talking about 90s TV or like 2000s TV when we were kids. And I think we talked about Malcolm in the Middle and Frankie Muniz.
Yeah. Yes.
Well, I was listening to a podcast, Steve O from Jackass. Does a podcast now, which is great because he's got that lovely voice. You know, he's got such a
he kind of talks like this.
Yeah.
It's so soft and gentle.
Yeah. Well, he does a podcast and he had Frankie Muniz on as a guest. And you know the way there's this whole thing they say that Frankie Muniz like doesn't remember.
Yeah, that he has amnesia from like a head trauma or some shit.
Or he doesn't even know he was on TV or stuff like that.
Yeah.
Well, he said that none of that is true. It was that in some interview, someone asked him like, oh, what's your like favorite memory of back then? And he said that basically it's a bit of a blur because, you know, he was a teenager. He was making films, doing that TV show. He was going to an awards show. He said it's all a bit of a blur, that portion of his life. Not meaning literally, I don't remember any of it.
No, it's just I can't pick out those individual moments. But if someone told me, "Oh, hey, do you remember the time that we did this very specific thing?" Of course, you remember. It's like everyone's memory of being a teenager, except he's had a million more things.
Things happen.
Right.
So apparently, he said that in one interview, and now it's all over the internet that he doesn't remember anything.
It's so funny. The internet is so fucking stupid sometimes. Fuck's sake! And then we all run with it.
Well. Yeah.
It's like that. Did you ever hear that, you know, the way, you know, there's that rumor used to go around that, you know, you eat 8 spiders a year in your sleep?
Yeah.
Do you know that was apparently, see, this could not be true as well. I could be fucking literally falling for the same trap by even saying this. But that was a social experiment to spread a fake rumor online to see how far it would go.
Okay.
Now, just having said that, I'm like, well, what if them saying it was a social experiment is the social experiment? So that every time someone says, you know, you did, and thus feedback loops and stuff. Who knows? Reality doesn't exist anymore. That's the thing.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it does, but we live in the post-truth. I mean, you can't actually know it's true anymore. We live in post-actual truth, which is awesome. People will choose to just believe whatever feedback group gives them the feelings they need, and the actual truth is lost, and you don't know how you're being manipulated. I don't know how I am. We all have our own internet. Everyone has their own one that's tailored to them by many companies and many algorithms. and so be careful if you really believe something. I'm talking directly to the audience. It might not be true. Just be willing to be open that you may be wrong. I may be wrong. We're all probably wrong about something.
Yeah.
Don't believe so strongly in anything. What I'm saying is just give up. Kill yourself. No.
I watched a musical recently. French one. It was called Les Miserables. It was pretty good. I enjoyed it. There was a lot of big names in it. Hugh Jackman.
Hugh Jackman.
Hugh Jackman, yeah.
And
Helena Bonham Carter is in it, as well as Sacha Baron Cohen, actually.
That's a lot of people with three names in that movie. And how miserable were
Eddie
they?
Redmayne is on. Well, I mean, some of them were fairly miserable, actually. Your one, I can't remember her name now, the actress, but she was moping for a lot of it.
Is it Anne Hathaway?
It might be. Anne Hathaway. Yeah.
Oh, Anne Hathaway. Huge jacked man, Anne Hathaway.
Helena Bonham Carter. Eddie Redmayne. Eddie Red being his first name, Main surname.
Mr. Maine.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm sure I watched something else then.
Wait. Before you move on from Les Miserables, I haven't seen it.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if I will. Give me a quick plot, because I've often heard of it and stuff, and I know that one song where it's like really sad.
The one Susan Boyle sang, "I Dreamed a Dream." That's
yes.
from that.
I dreamed a dream in time gone by.
Well, do you know, I know the songs really well. I kind of grew up listening to it. My family were big fans of it. I went to see it live in Broadway when I was like 11.
Maybe being gay isn't genetic.
Well, it was. We'll get into that another day, but but having grown up listening to it and seeing it live, I still didn't really know the storyline to it because I was a bit too young when I went to see it that time. That I didn't really understand the story that well. And this is the first time I've watched the film the whole way through. I watched the first half loads of times, and finally I thought I better watch the whole thing and actually.
What stopped you before?
A few times I lost interest about halfway through. So this time I kind of just pushed myself to get through the kind of duller bit in the middle.
Sure. Sorry, go on then.
But anyway, it's set kind of around French Revolution kind of time. Hugh Jackman plays
Jack Hughes.
Jean Valjean is his name. It's kind of a long story actually. I won't go into it too much.
Just give me the basics. Like, okay, so Jean Valjean, what's his deal?
What's his deal is that he's starts off where he's a prisoner in he's doing prison labor, and then is released from prison, assumes a new identity, and eventually becomes a very successful businessman and the mayor of the town that he's in. But then the old guy who had imprisoned him comes along and he's kind of on the run then from the authorities again. Then you've also got one of the other characters, one of his workers. She gets kicked out, has to become a prostitute. And then you've got Eddie Redmayne, and he's in love with someone else there's about 3 or 4 different stories all going on kind of simultaneously. But yeah, that's why it's hard to really explain the story quickly, because it's kind of 4 or 5 different stories.
Okay, well, I like that. I know Jean Valjean
pretty good.
Had a bad life and a prisoner and all that, and then he became a nice mayor. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Good job. Someone was a prostitute.
Yeah, she had a daughter she was looking after. She had to send her daughter away to live in an inn, and the innkeeper to look after the daughter.
Oh,
the
I think I saw that one.
Sacha Baron
And then there
Cohen.
was no room at the inn, and then they gave birth to Jesus.
That's it. Yeah,
Yeah, in the French
You've seen
Revolution.
it, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. I have seen that one. Well, I read the book.
Yeah, I'm sure you know the songs from it. Twinkle,
Yeah.
Twinkle, Little Star.
That was
Way in
the
a
main
Manger.
one. Yeah.
Come, They Told Me, Little Drummer Boy.
Yeah. Parumpa Pum Pum. That was the best bit.
Mm.
Um,
Don't just read the words of the prophets. Eat them.
There was another thing I wanted to say about. This happened ages ago, and I've kind of kept it to tell you about on a spice bag. And actually, it's kind of related to spice bags. Basically, I started getting emails from Just Eat in the UK, order confirmations for a guy called with the same name as me, in the UK, and I was getting all of his order confirmations for a couple of months. He used to order takeaways 2 or 3 times a week. I even have his address because it shows the delivery address and everything.
that's UK not being in GDPR right there.
Yeah. And the stuff he was ordering, I was
gonna
actually
say-
a bit concerned about his diet.
Did you try and figure out this person's life based on what they order?
A bit, yeah. And I think either it was a student just buying a lot of junk food, or it was always just meals for one, or it was a very overweight man who lives by himself.
Oh, so Mr. Buckley is not having a great time. What are the odds that it's the famous James Buckley?
Well, it's possible, yeah. That is possible. I would love to know. I am going over to the UK in April,
Knock on the door.
I'm bringing my car with me, so I could just drive up to his place, knock on the door, and see who he is.
Oh my God, that'd be so fucked up. If you were just you'd be like, "Hi, James Buckley," and he's like, He's like, "Hello, mate. Who are you?" And you're like,
I toyed with the idea of ordering something for him and getting it delivered to his house.
"Well, that's just nice, though. That's the nicest prank ever."
And I know what kind of food he likes as well. Here you got a chocolate brownie from McDonald's and a festive
They do chocolate brownies in McDonald's over there.
Yeah.
Do they do chocolate brownies in McDonald's here?
I don't know, actually.
Ooh.
I'm trying to see now. There was some orders that were you'd go, "Oh my goodness, that's depressing." Yeah, chicken chow mein, curry sauce, onion rings. It's fairly standard, I suppose.
316 calories in one of those chocolate brownies.
So one day he ordered from Greg's one time. Ever been to Greg's?
I keep hearing about Greg's. I keep hearing about Greg's, that you need to go to Greg's. It's a breakfast kind of place, right?
Yeah, kind of pastries. I got their vegan sausage rolls one time. But yeah, he got a barbecue chicken and bacon toasty. That sounds pretty good. A regular mocha. 4 caramel shortbreads. A box of southern fried potato wedges sharing box.
It has to be for a group.
2 dips.
Can I just point out the absurdity of us sitting here in Ireland just judging this stranger's fucking ordering habits? Continue.
There were days where he ordered twice in one day. He got from McDonald's 2 mayo chickens, 2 chocolate brownies, strawberry milkshake, and a cheeseburger Happy Meal. That might be for more than one person, maybe. And then later that day, again from McDonald's, 2 chocolate brownies, strawberry milkshake, and a sweet chili chicken wrap.
What is our fucking podcast? What are we?
But unfortunately, as suddenly as it started, he stopped ordering.
Oh God! Do you think he died from eating too much fucking shit?
For about a month, he was ordering every day, and since
you should do a wellness check. You should ring the closest police station.
Yeah,
to his house and be like, "Hi, my friend James lives at 127 Slothers Road. That's a deep cut." James,
but I just because he has my name, I'd love to have met him.
But here's the question: he would have had to, even though he has your name, he would have had to put your email address in.
Yeah. And the weirdest thing is when I go to justeat.co.uk, if I try to log in, I've tried putting in my email address and say like forgot password, it says there's no account associated with this email address, which doesn't make any sense at all.
Jesus, maybe it's you from like the future. Like maybe you just decide to go over to England and become a fat bastard. Maybe your trip in April, you go to that house and it's like for sale. You're like, oh my God. Did you check the date?
Check traveling emails.
Check the date on the email. See when they were sent.
Yeah, they're showing the date in the past.
Maybe it's you from the past.
November 21. Maybe.
Have you ever lived in England and ordered loads of... Imagine if this is how you found out you were schizophrenic.
Yeah. I don't know. I'd know if I'd ordered that much McDonald's in one day.
You're far too skinny for a man that would eat that much McDonald's.
Oh, there was one order I saw from it was from Subway, and it was the most, I thought it was a horrible combination of stuff. He got like the chicken tikka was the main filling, but then also got like 3 different sauces, like a barbecue sauce and a chipotle sauce and like a sweet chili sauce, all mixed together.
But tikka's already a sauce.
And sweet corn on top of it.
Ah, get the fuck out of here.
I think sweet corn in a sandwich is... No. I don't understand.
It's vile. That's fucking vile. I hope he died. Fuck this guy. I remember the first time I ever ordered at Subway, because of my social anxiety when I was younger, I ordered the worst fucking sandwich of all time. I didn't know how it worked, and I was too awkward to ask. I was like 14 years old. Subway opened in Longford Town. I walked in, and I was like, "Oh my God!" And I was like, "Hello, sandwich." And they're like, "Okay, what do you want on it?" I was like, "Ham sandwich." And that was it. So I got bread with nothing else but a slice of ham inside. And I sat there and had it and was like almost choking. Fucking awful.
Speaking of sweet corn, I saw another horrible thing.
I just love that sentence. Speaking of sweet corn.
So I was in Lidl one day, and you know the way alongside the like conveyor belts, they have like all the little like what are they called? Impulse buy items. Yes. You know, they have like chewing gum and sweets and stuff. Mm-hmm. And in the little tray where the chewing gum was, there was just loads of loose sweet corn.
I just have one bit of sweet corn. It's just perfect. Yes, just what a delicacy. Yeah, they're like Tic Tacs, but for when you want your breath to smell like corn.
It reminded me of there's a great he's a playwright. He's called Alan Bennett. Writes very kind of funny plays. But he did these series of monologues where it's just like, there's one where it's just him talking to the camera for like 40 minutes. But it's actually pretty good. But the title of that one was called A Chip in the Sugar, which is referring to, he describes where he's in a cafe, one of these really kind of rundown cafes where there was a chip in the sugar bowl. And I just thought the sweet corn in the chewing gum tray was a similar idea.
Oh my God. That's like, okay. So you're trying to write a show, and you want to give like the place character. So you're doing a show about Ireland, and it's like a comedy.
Yeah.
That's one of the little touches you would add. Things like that.
Definitely,
you know, it's such a character
to it. Yeah, it tells you a lot about that particular shop.
It does. I was going to ask
what kind of shop it is.
Where was it?
I can't remember actually. it probably was the one on Thomas Street, which is a very rough area. So
that explains a lot.
Yeah.
Did you think about how it actually ended up getting there? I mean, obviously the fun is to think that they want you to buy individual bits of sweet corn as an impulse buy, but
I presume something must have fallen over and spilled on the conveyor belt, but I don't know what, because you couldn't open like a can of sweet corn on the conveyor belt. I don't know.
Well, there's a couple of things.
Could have fallen out of a salad bowl or something.
Someone might have done it out of like protest. You know, sweet corn is how much? Rip it open and dump it, or they could have been just munching on it while queuing.
Maybe having a snack, yeah.
A bit of a snack. Who doesn't want to eat fucking sweet corn straight out of the tin in the queue of a shop? People are fucking mental, James.
Yeah.
And then I loved as well that the work was like, that's not my fucking problem. Just leave that there forever. It just stinks of sweet corn has such a distinct smell as well.
Does. I hate it.
It's an awful smell. It's like when someone leaves it in the fridge.
Yeah.
Yuck.
Speaking of smells of food, like I remember one time in work when I was back in the office, someone brought in like it was kind of a salmon salad, and they reheated it in the microwave, and the whole place just smelled like salmon for the rest of the day. I think that's such everyone knows, don't fucking reheat fish in the work office microwave. Like, that's basic. You shouldn't have to tell people that you don't do that in an office.
The problem is, whatever that part of your brain that tells you that, there's a lot of people just don't have it.
Suppose, yeah.
Whatever the part of the brain is that says, oh, it'd be a real fucking jerk move of me right now to fucking stink up the place with dirty, rotten, smelly fish.
Yeah. So there was one night it was pretty late at night. I'd turned off all the lights, just getting ready for bed. And I couldn't find my vape liquid. I knew it was somewhere around my bed somewhere. So I got my phone out and turned on the light on my phone. I was looking under the bed and trying to look down the side of the bed and stuff. And then the phone buzzed and I looked and there was a message and it said, "What are you looking for?" I thought, what the fuck? It was like someone could see what I was doing. And I really had to stop and think for a moment. I thought, maybe my parents are trying to help me find things. But how that doesn't make any sense either. And so I looked at it and it was a message on Grindr. Someone just asked him, what are you looking for? It just so happened that I was searching at the time.
That is fantastic. I love when life lines up like that.
Yeah.
And you're like,
like, what the heck? Who's watching me?
It's like from your landlord.
Yeah. For a moment, I thought it was like, I thought it might be like Google Assistant. It keeps trying to get me to use Google Assistant. I thought maybe it's because I have the light on. It knows I'm looking for something. But then how could an app help me find the thing that's lost in my room?
What are you looking for? Did you look at like the curtains and did you make sure they were closed? And
I more just kind of sat confused for a few moments before I then finally looked a bit closer at what the notification was.
Imagine if it was James Buckley from England and he had gotten your address from some of your receipts and he came to visit you and he's like looking up at your window and he's like, "What are you searching for?" Sorry. "What are you searching for, mate?" My British accent is flawless, as you can tell.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was at work and one of the guys I work with, we were just going over his route to work. He was showing me where it was, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he lives in a place. This will all line up. Don't you worry in a moment. Yeah, see, he lives somewhere over here, near Rathangan or something. And he was telling me he was driving on this road into work, this one below Adamstown here.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I want to just, because it looked like such a backward little road, I was like, I want to see how shit it is. So I got the little man and I dropped him down, right? And I like just spun it around or whatever. This isn't the correct spot, but what I'll do is I'll just insert the spot. But I saw a sign, right, on maps that said, it was like Reisure exit, all like one word. And I was like, what is that word? And it was just an arrow. So I was like, I was like, oh wait, do they mean like a restaurant at this exit? But it was like a really shitty sign. I was like, this is weird. I don't understand. And my brain kept trying to compute it. I was like, Reisure exit. I was like, fuck it, I'm just going to Google Reisure exit and see what comes up. And I did. And it brought me to this fucking crazy website, right? And it said Kildare. Oops, bashing my light. It said Kildare. Something or other. And I was like, oh, I'm going to click that. And it brought me to like, oh my God. Anyway, let's just do it live and you'll see. So it's actually Reisure exit, right?
Reisure exit, right.
And then you come here. You're like, welcome to the Reisure exit community. And I was like, this is freaky. What is this? It's a community just a few miles off the M7 motorway north of Naas. I was like, this is definitely the place.
Yeah.
I was like, history is available here. And then the current program is available here. So it's like, okay, I'll get the program up, dude. And then I was brought to this and I was like, oh my. Okay. Is that me? Can I zoom in on this?
Annual gathering of men. That sounds good.
Yeah, so I saw the fish thingy. Yeah, and I was like, oh, that's like a religion. That's like a religion-y cult kind of thing, right? I was like, this is super strange. It's the Center for Spiritual and Human Development. I was like, this is so crazy. And I just started reading some of it, right? Look at this one here. Sacred Dance.
Wow.
This is
by Betty White.
I know.
I thought she died.
Dude. Well, it's sacred. She just came back for this, you know. I read that was the one passage I read, and I was like, "Where the fuck on the internet have I ended up?" This is okay. I'll read it. So it's like, this is an introduction session to sacred dance offered by Betty White in Reisure exit. It's such a hard word to say. By Betty White in Reisure exit and on Zoom. Sacred dance is a gentle, empowering movement that helps bring about a greater integration and harmony between heart, body, mind, and spirit. Dancing in a circle to beautiful and inspiring music helps to develop a sense of community and offers moments of inner stillness, peace, and healing. Dancing in a circle is inclusive, enjoyable, fun, and round.
Fun.
No previous experience necessary. Easy steps, beautiful music, and healing for ourselves, our families, and our planet. Betty looks forward to sharing these dances with you.
They also say this is a taster session.
There's something so funny to me about the sentence. Dancing in a circle is inclusive, enjoyable, and fun.
But also that they're saying that this is over Zoom as well. For Zoom details, please email. So does that mean you dance in a circle like by yourself? Is
By
that
yourself
really dancing in a
at
circle?
home. I don't know. I guess if you do it round, if you go in a circle.
Fair enough.
and like the Betty looks forward to sharing these dances with you. It almost sounds like a fucking threat. And then I read that as abortion, but it isn't. It's adoration. Yeah, so essentially there's this weird humanist cult living and practicing very close to me.
What was there was a thing there about dealing with shadows.
Annual gathering of men does look really bad as well. This is where the men gather. This day will be facilitated by Father Jack Finnegan. Oh boy, he's having his annual gathering of men. Shit. Where is this Shadow Books to Borrow healing service?
I think it's the next one down. It was beside the one you read out.
Oh, really? Follow up on Shadow.
Yeah.
Weird. On this follow-up workshop, Joey will spend the evening working on people's shadow issues.
Oh.
What are shadow issues?
So you explore issues that are confusing, blocking, or affecting us that are in relation to our interior shadow.
Oh, I thought it was like people were having an issue with their actual shadow.
Well, what's an interior shadow? That's even more confusing.
I don't understand this at all.
We might have to go along.
James, I would absolutely go along to that. We could fucking, even if we both dial in from the Zoom and like we don't know each other.
Oh shit! Actually, yeah, Zoom. We could easily dial in, just have a look and see.
Just have an infiltration. Circle dance.
Okay.
What's the difference between circle dance and sacred dance? Day working with shadow. Okay, so I'm just obviously gonna just jot that. In this workshop, Joey Feely will spend time working on people's different types of shadows. There are 3 types of shadow: projections, introjections, and split ego states. Projections are part of ourselves that we disown and put outside ourselves and need to re-own.
Right.
I don't understand. Introjections are parts of others that we've taken inside ourselves, but we need to give back. And split ego states are part of ourselves that have become divided, and we need to integrate into a wholeness. There will be plenty of time to work with personal psychological issues for the purpose of healing.
I have to say, this doesn't sound very, well, certainly not very Catholic anyway. It sounds all very, what's the word, kind of pseudo spiritual. I don't know, definitely not.
The only thing that sounds
I don't think
super
the church
Catholic,
would approve of this.
Well, they do. Father Jack Finnegan has his annual gathering of men.
Yeah, I suppose.
Dreams, gifts
Doesn't
from the
sound
soul.
liturgical.
This is fucking crazy.
Interpreting dreams. That's definitely not something that the church.
And yeah, because the dreams are just the devil's commercials or something.
Well, it's not in the Bible, you know. Jesus doesn't tell you to go interpret your dreams or do circle dances or talk about shadows either.
I don't know what Bible you're reading. That's all in mine. Imagine if, like, no joke, I was secretly a member of this and I was like, yeah, I'm making a joke about it. James, let's just join a session to, you know, turns out like really into it. And now that was a bit of fun. I can't, yeah. It's weird though, isn't it, that this shit exists?
It is, yeah. It's very unusual.
Circle dance follow up on Shadow is fantastic. So many circle dance sessions.
Yeah.
Directions. It's mad that they have directions and they don't have like an error code. Oh, they do have an error code. Oh, that's even better.
Oh,
okay. There's nothing here.
It looks like it's a bit further down the road, the mark.
Oh, I see. Do you think it's in that building right there?
Oh, probably is, yeah.
Yeah, look at this. It's got a cross on it.
Yeah.
It's a really bad, like, name.
Yeah.
Resurrexit? Because it sounds like you're going to die.
It does, yeah. I presume it's meant to be resurrection and exit, but yeah, that does sound like it's a doomsday cult.
They didn't want the erection bit at the end of resurrection. They want to distance themselves. I mean, they're all about dancing in a circle. Nothing sexy happens.
Can you look in the gate and
there's
see?
like weird graveyard here and everything.
Oh yeah. Oh wow.
That's so old. And why are all the gravestones tilted? They dance too much in a circle, I think.
Can you see in the gate at the actual like? Oh yeah.
Gate. That's the place there. Can you zoom up? Oh, it's keep moving me. Hold on. Sorry.
So yeah, it looks like a little cottage with
it looks like a little
big.
It's got that
hall
shed
kind
there.
of at the back of it.
Right. Yeah, you see that little cottage, and then it's just a house. It's just like a person's house. Look, it's weird. It's blurred there. Resurrects it. That's when it used to say action. They got rid of it's super weird. That was my find of the week.
Yeah, that's a very interesting find.
Is the parade the lowest form of entertainment?
I've never really seen the appeal of parades.
Oh, look, there are some people walking by.
Yeah, dressed kind of colorfully, maybe some music, but yeah, I don't really see the point.
I've been playing a lot of games, or a lot of one particular game.
Oh yeah, which one?
Elden Ring.
Oh yeah, I've people talking about it loads. Some of the podcasts I listen to or watch have been talking about it.
Even though I've been working full time and I'm in school and I've got all these like weddings coming up, and Martha and I are trying to do stuff and potentially have a move, all these stuff happening. In a week, I managed to put in 53 hours.
And like to me, it struck me as being a very similar kind of game to, like, I don't know, Skyrim or that kind of genre. And that's why at first it didn't really grab my attention. I thought, oh, I kind of know what that kind of game is like, or a bit like Witcher 3 as well, which I like. But
yeah, and I really like Witcher 3. Okay, so if you bashed Witcher 3 and Skyrim together, you'd get an idea of what it looks like on paper. But what it is not that. You're not subjected to cutscenes. You're not subjected to... The lore exists. Everything has a reasoning, but it never explicitly tells you. You're not really, going to be like there's no sitting there for fucking cutscenes. It's not trying to be a movie.
Yeah.
There's lore. If you want to go explore it, that's up to you. What it basically is here is this open world, and open worlds by design tend to be pretty boring and copy paste and big for big's sake. This is open, but not huge, but dense. And all that you want to do is explore, because the weird fucking shit that you come across is so cool. It's designed so well that like you get lost just traveling, because you're like, oh, I'm going to go check out that. What's that in the distance? I'm going to go over there. Oh my God, look at this fucking castle. Oh my God, this castle is the most complex, properly built out thing I've ever seen in my life. And it's needlessly fucking crazily difficult. But then if you surmount that difficulty and realize that dying is part of the game loop, it becomes something else. And then if you finally beat one of these crazy creatures, you're like, oh my God, the power, and it's phenomenal. The art direction
I'll have
alone.
to look it up.
Look up some videos.
I might look some videos
alone,
of it.
man,
Yeah.
It's I don't like medieval shit. I have no interest in fucking dragons. You couldn't pay me to watch Game of Thrones. And I've never been more enthralled with a game ever. It is the best one I've ever played in my life. And I say that with zero hyperbole.
Yeah. Shit, I'm gonna have to look at a few videos so I can get an idea of what it's actually like to play it. Because I just looked at kind of screenshots to get an idea of what the genre was.
Yeah.
And I thought, it's kind of Witcher.
Yeah, and it's made by the dudes who make the Dark Souls games, and those ones are just like, oh, these are really, really difficult. But then the people that are into them are like, no, but you need to play these because of X, Y, and Z. And I never had much of an interest because I suck. I'm not a very good gamer. But this is super accessible because you come across a boss in Dark Souls and you can't get past them till you beat them. So you just fucking bang your head against a wall. And I have no interest in that. Because this is open and there's not really a narrative driving you in any particular direction, it's like, oh, this guy sucks. Okay, I'm going to go over there now. And you just fuck off somewhere else. And it's just fucking awesome to explore. One reviewer had said that other like open world and game worlds feel like they were designed. You can see where the artist put in, okay, I'm going to have a hill here, whatever. Whereas this world feels like it was forged by the movement of tectonic plates. Like every single thing feels like it has an evolution, and this world existed and exists. That's the difference. That it's like, it's so well crafted that it feels lived in. It feels fucking, and it's a dark, dismal, gritty yuck. You feel fucking sick playing it almost. It's amazing. So, rant over. Phenomenal though. It's one of those games as well where no two people have the same experience. I'm talking to one of the guys at work about it, and he's like, did you see this thing? I was like, no, I didn't see that at all. Where did you go? I went over here, and because there's no like, you just go this route.
Yeah.
There's no like little check marks on your map.
It now.
The little check marks you see on the map in those big games, like I hate that. Where you're just going, oh, I'm going to go to there because there's a little point telling me fetch the thing, and I'm going to walk it back.
I started playing what's called Red Dead Redemption on the PS4 that you gave me, and I've kind of gotten through the first few kind of introductory missions, and now I'm onto map with markers, and I want to like the game, but it's just that I've played so many games like GTA that are that open world with markers, and you get a bit tired of that.
And the game looks phenomenal even on a PS4. Red Dead.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. You could be like, wow, this really is fucking beautiful.
Yeah.
It was too much. It's too much, and then too much narrative. Like if I want to watch a movie, I'll watch a goddamn movie.
Yeah, I found myself skipping a lot of the cutscenes, and yeah.
If you're the type of person that wants to play a game that is just interesting to fuck around in for a couple of hours, but you don't give a fuck about stories in games for the most part, that's what's so good about Elden Ring. That's why I love it. Might not be for you, but it needs to be said that it's that good. Yeah, I'm thinking about doing, like, when I do my second playthrough, I think I'm gonna live stream all of it.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Fuck, maybe you'll even
streaming some games.
Well, I was gonna say maybe you'll even join me for that. We could do like a Family SpiceBag Twitch channel, and you know, I can play it and you can watch along, or vice versa type thing. And have because that could be good too if you playing through it for the first time, with me being a slight coach, because that would help. Because fuck me, did I have to look up a few videos because of how obscure it is, you know? Cool. That's probably the show.
Yeah, I think so. Episode 8, I think that would be.
We are totally making it to double digits. Woo, oh my god.
Yeah, thanks for joining me, and we'll do it again soon.
Thanks for joining me also.
Yeah. No, thanks for joining me.
No, you joined me.
Oh, you did set up the Zoom meeting actually, so I suppose I did join you.
It's okay, James. We joined each other. We joined for the gathering of all men.
Yeah.
I want to reach out to anyone out there who happens to see this. Have you any cults that you want us to see? Have you any shit movies that are supposed to make you have nightmares, but will make me just laugh out loud? Can you break me? That's what I want to know. Can you actually break me and see if there is any humanity left?
Also, suggestions for the new Tato Park sponsor.
Yes, we need to know who should be.
It could be a Family SpiceBag park.
Holy shit! How did we not think of that?
We didn't think of that. Yeah. You could.
Oh my god, we're the sponsors.
Yeah.
Family SpiceBag Park.
It would still be like food themed. Instead of getting the curly crisp, you could get like a little mini spice bag from the stall.
A spice bag on a stick, so like a kebab, but with each of the spice bag bits.
Chip and a chicken, and
yeah. Oh my god, we're $1 million idea. Yeah, I'll call them. You have your people call the lawyers.
We just need to monetize our videos so we can afford to do that.
You're not getting paid for this?
Well, it's your YouTube channel, so you collect all the ad revenue.
Oh yeah, no, I thought I told them to pay. I'll have them look into that. Thanks, James. I will see you soon. We will see our audience soon. This is a promise that it will not be another 6 months. Maybe. Might be. Pretty warm in this mask. Amazing Spider-Man. He hasn't joined yet, so I just have to sit here like an asshole. You're just waiting for him now? Hey, James, this is for the future. You won't see this till the edit, but this bit that I'm doing was just not worth it. I'm fucking roasting. It's so goddamn hot. Man. I don't even know if I sent the link properly. I could just be sitting here like a dickhead for the next. I'm gonna look as red as this mask once this is done.